Today we want to talk also a little bit about the group work which you have to do at home with your fellow colleagues as well. What I can also do, and what I will do, is I will open a discussion room for you, which you may use in the Moodle system of the course. So you have a discussion room you may use in Moodle, being provided by this, it's called Big Blue Button software that some of my colleagues are using in order to stream videos or to share some content in times of digital learning right now. I want to talk a little bit about the SWOT analysis, but in a wider context. You can see it's on the slide here, but I don't want to just talk about the SWOT matrix in isolation, but I want to show you how it fits in the entire management and marketing management process of the organization. You can see this is a much later chapter here, which we are about to discuss at a very late stage of the lecture. However, I'm talking about this now in order to provide a more encompassing picture. So now, what is any organization running through when it comes to strategy, when it comes to the strategic management process? Basically, these are 8 steps. 8 steps a company, or 8 phases a company is going through. So it starts with the first step. That is of course not your tasks, but not your task to do in the group work. But the first step an organization has to do when it starts business is to develop a mission, corporate goals and objectives. So what is the purpose of the organization? What is the purpose of the entire company? So for example, the mission of Google is to make all the world's information universally accessible in every language. So that is the mission of the Google Corporation. And from this mission onwards, so all subsequent goals of the organization shall be derived from this overall mission. Therefore, step 1 and the initial process is always, if you start a business, you have to think about the mission and you have to think about goals which are not specific to one product category, but they are specific to the entire organization. So this is the mission of Google. By the way, a mission can never ever be accomplished in contrast to certain kind of goals, because making all the world's information universally accessible in every language never stops, because there's always information added via books or via the internet. Of course, we all know about that. Now, the second step then is to assess the current internal and external situation. And here you can see, here, the pest analysis comes in. The pest analysis comes in. So you have to, first, before you come out with any kind of product, you have to look at the macro environment and look at political, economic, social, and technological factors. And there are other tools you can look at. 5 Forces, this is a strategic tool from Michael Porter, the Harvard professor. Value chain analysis is also a strategic tool from Michael Porter. Now, this is the pest analysis. So this is the external situation. But also internally, you need to look at your company, the customer, and the competitor. So this is not what you need to do, but let me quickly explain that, how this works. So what are you doing? And basically you have to do this to some extent, because you should do a more comprehensive pest analysis. So the internal analysis, so this can be done, for example, by using a tool which we call competitive triangle. Competitive triangle. A competitive triangle is a triangle which is comprised of the dimensions. This is of company, and this is the competitor or competition of the organization, and that is the customer. And now, doing an internal analysis, what you need to do, and what is going into the SWOT analysis later, of course, you need to look at the assets, at the values of the enterprise, and identify the strength and weaknesses, because strength and weaknesses are internal factors. So the internal analysis helps you to identify the strength and weaknesses of the organization. So that is very, very important, because companies, they often tend to have, or to enumerate too many strengths. So they're saying, oh, we have a good product with a high quality. But if you look at the competitive triangle, you can see a strength is only a strength, and therefore we have it here, the customer and the competitor, if it is in relation to competition, a strength which is perceived by the customer. So if you say, oh, we have a good product quality, it is only a strength if the perceived product quality of your company, of your company's products or services, are better than those from the competition. The same applies to weaknesses. So we use the competitive triangle to identify internal strength and weaknesses. Now, and the external analysis, this is the PEST, and we do one in a couple of minutes now. External analysis, this is derived not by the competitive triangle, but this is derived from the PEST analysis. Now, going back to the overview here, and this leads into the SWOT analysis. So the SWOT analysis is gathering input from the PEST analysis. So these are the external opportunities and threats, and they go together with the strengths and weaknesses. Let's do one for McDonald's to exemplify this a little bit better. Now, we need to do of course past factors as well, but we are just doing a SWOT analysis now from McDonald's. That's a very, very good exercise. Now let's try to do pest analysis for McDonald's. Yes, because I think nobody chooses McDonald's. Now, if we try to think about what are strengths of McDonald's, can you just first, a SWOT analysis is a tool which talks about or analyzes strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats of the organization. Strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats of the organization. So, what are strengths of McDonald's? Can you think about strength of McDonald's? I don't know. Can I see something here in the chat? Invest much money. Yeah, fast production of meals could be one. So if we, yes, I have to use the other whiteboard here now, so to use this one. Otherwise, it's not really working. Okay, whiteboard, and we use the pen. I have to use this pencil. Yes. Now blue. Okay, strength. Strength of McDonald's, huge established infrastructure. Very good. That is a very important point, Christoph. So you have the network. So network is one. Oh, it's difficult for me to write now. Because the problem is, IT-wise, when I use my very sophisticated whiteboard software here, I cannot see the chats coming in anymore, so that is a bit complicated. So that's a little bit of a downside here. Or I can try to write on the screen. That's probably better. I can use my finger to do that. So probably I try that. Oh yeah, that's a little bit better because I have a touch screen. Network. Yes. So the network is one because Now, looking at the competitive triangle, in the relation to competitors, McDonald's has by far the biggest network. So it has the biggest amount of sites available. So that is a strength. It is a strength compared to competition, in relation to competition. The brand name is established, but that is not a strength, Mr. Böhnke. Why? Because also Burger King, Kentucky Fried Chicken, Subway, they're all established brand names. So that is not really a strength of McDonald's. So you can see if you try to apply this this framework of the competitive triangle, it becomes very, very clear how that you don't have that many strengths available. But what I concede to is that, of course, the McDonald's brand is more strong than the brand name of Burger King. And actually you can see that, you can track that, because the value of McDonald's as a brand is much greater than the value of Pizza Hut or Kentucky Fried Chicken or Subway. So it's the brand value. So that is a point, brand value. Okay, that is one. What else do we have? Fixed taste around the branches around the world, and few branches already have their customers. Yes, but Hanura, that is also the same. That is not a strength, because in relation to competition, to Burger King, they also have their customers. They also have a unified gastronomic approach here. So that is not a strength, actually. Good services, tasty burger, fast production, these are also not strength. But invest money in advertisement, so that is not a strength. However, what McDonald's is, or what McDonald's has as a strength is that, of course, they have much more capital employed than Burger King. So it's you can call that financial power. So financial power. I don't know, it would be better if I can type it in. Yeah, financial power, that's one. Yeah, anything else? I think these are the most important things. Strength. Now, what are weaknesses of McDonald's? What are weaknesses of McDonald's? Huge emotions value. What is that? I don't understand. I'm not getting that. What are weaknesses of McDonald's? Anybody with weaknesses of McDonald's? Unhealthy, yes. And now Jonas is writing unhealthy. Now, why is that a weakness? You may argue. One moment, not too quickly now. First, let's go to unhealthy. Why is it a weakness? Isn't it that Burger King is also perceived as being unhealthy? Why is unhealthy a valid weakness of McDonald's? Why is that? No, not because the society wants healthy food. No. Why is it a weakness of McDonald's? If you look at the competitive triangle, you see your company, your McDonald's, and you compare yourself to competition. No, not because it shrinks the sales. That is the same for Burger King. But why is it a weakness? Because you have to look at competition in a wider sense, because it's unhealthy. It's a weakness compared not to Burger King, but compared to one of their main competitors, which is Subway. I'm not saying Subway is more healthy, but no, it's also not because you lose potential customers. It is because looking at the competitive triangle, if you look at Subway, McDonald's is perceived, and also Burger King is perceived as being less healthy. That's the point. That is the point that you have to make here. Now, these are strengths and weaknesses. Now we have other points as well. So we need to take this away over here. Now, opportunities and threats. Now, what are opportunities? It is very important to understand now that the opportunities here, these are external factors. So it is very, very important to understand that. So basically, there's a very big line here between the, I take this, can I choose a different color here for the text? No, this one. Weaknesses here. This is a very big line here. It's not very nice, but it's a very big line here. Now, what are opportunities now for McDonald's coming from the external analysis? So we have to understand, and this is very important to understand, in most cases the SWOT analysis in real life is done wrong, because strengths and weaknesses are sometimes they are considered to be internal, and that is correct. But opportunities and threats, sometimes people are suggesting, or an opportunity is to come out with healthy food, for example. But that is not an opportunity, because these factors, the S, the strength, and the weaknesses, these are internal factors. These are coming from an internal analysis. Internal, I think it's better like that. Internal. And the opportunities and threats, these are external factors which cannot be influenced by the corporation. External. Okay, external factors. So now, high demand of cheap fast food. Yeah, that's a good one. Why the unhealthy is internal? No, it's not. Yeah, it's internal. Of course, it is. It's a weakness. It is weakness of the organization. Now, opportunities are, for example, not to add new flavors, but opportunities are external factors. They cannot be influenced by the company. So therefore, you need to do, every pest needs to be also involving a pest analysis. And the pest analysis is delivering the opportunities and delivering the threats. So an opportunity is, for example, an opportunity is the trend towards healthy eating. And we call that in marketing or management, we call that the 𝘀𝗫 trend. The 𝘀𝗫 trend. 𝘀𝗫, it's an acronym, and it stands for Lifestyle of Health and Sustainability. Lifestyle of Health and Sustainability. So the 𝘀𝗫 trend is calling also for healthy eating is on the rise. So there are more and more people around the world who are conscious about what they eat, so they are much more aware of that. So so that is of course an opportunity. So trend towards healthy eating. Okay. Now, of course, you may ask the question, oh, why is it an opportunity? Because it is also a threat. And that is fine. It is perfectly okay to make this a threat as well. So there can be duplication. So it can be an opportunity also externally delivered upon McDonald's, but it can be at the same time a threat to the organization. Now, another opportunity may be demographic trend. The demographic trend. So we're getting more and more old people in society, and that is an opportunity. Not also for McDonald's, but you see, the pest analysis is looking at more encompassing. It's more looking at the macro environment of the organization. We talked about that a couple of minutes ago. Now, demographic change, and it's also the trend towards e-mobility. Now, the question is, of course, how does e-mobility relate to McDonald's? But that is not the question. The question is first to enumerate, to do a sophisticated pest analysis, and list the opportunities and threats, and later see how this fits into the strengths and weaknesses of the organization. Now, what we are doing here is continue with that, with the threats now. What may be threats to McDonald's? What may be threats in general? We have a threat now which is actually happening and affecting McDonald's dramatically. Yes, Corona. COVID-19. Yes, of course. Harsher environmental laws. Very good. Harsher environmental. That's a very good point. Harsher environmental laws. Sorry about the handwriting. Harsher environmental laws. Next time we do an Excel sheet, that's better. We switch into another into another. That is more easy. Unstable supply chain. Yeah, could be that you have a drawback in the supply chain. Could be supply chain could be an issue. Also trend towards scandals with meat. Very good. 𝗶𝗍, you remember, still 𝗶𝗍, or H5N1, H5N1. And it could also be, for example, a law, not only environmental law, but also a sugar tax, for example, could be one. Sugar tax. Which maybe, so McDonald's has no direct control. Okay, they can do a bit lobbying, but sugar tax may be one. It can be also a documentary. Sugar tax, a tax on sugar. Sugar that is in Coke. A tax on sugar that is in the burgers, in the French fries. Hanura, just see what is happening in the US, where they have this big sugar tax, which makes it less attractive for consumers to buy sugar-containing drinks. And that has a direct influence on the consumption, of course. And yeah, Denmark as well. Yeah, that's another example. And another threat can be a movie, a documentary. I don't know whether you have seen the movie 𝗪𝗏 𝗪𝗏, the movie in which the main actor was for 6 weeks in a row was only consuming burgers and Coca-Cola from McDonald's. So he was only having the supersized meals. So that may be a threat as well. Now, what can we do with that? So now this is the SWOT analysis, but of course it's more complex. And now this is not helpful at the moment, because a lot of companies, they stop here. So a lot of companies we work with, they say, oh yeah, we have a SWOT analysis, but then they do nothing with it. It's just lying somewhere in the cupboard or at some kind of desk. But then now the question is, management-wise, what can you do with a SWOT analysis like that? Nothing. Because what we are doing now, and there the SWOT analysis becomes really, really interesting. We do now a matching. We do an enhanced SWOT analysis, and that is what you need to do as well. You need to do pest analysis, competitive triangle, SWOT, and enhanced SWOT. And what is enhanced SWOT? It is basically, I'm painting it here. You look at, one moment, so this one, painting it here, it's not very nice, but it will work. So this is strength, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. And now we have SO strategies, ST strategies, WO, and WT strategy. Now what is meant by that? Let's talk about each of them. Oh, now it's gone. No, please no. Whiteboard. Oh, my enhanced SWOT is gone. Oh, that's a bit of a mess. Okay, I quickly painted again using the blackboard. That's a bit of a pity that I lost it now. Now I cannot see what you are typing in, but you can just try it. Just type in something or whether I can see it. But now, what is the enhanced SWOT? Strength, weaknesses. At least my handwriting is better here. Opportunities and threats. Now, SO, ST, WO, WT, that's more easy for me now. Now, these strategies here, you have to ask, how can I capitalize on my strength in order to exploit the opportunities which the market is delivering upon us? That is the first. The second one here, how can I use the strength I have in order to repel, to fight off the threats that the market is delivering upon us? This question, strategic question, how or which opportunities do I miss out because of my weaknesses? And the last one, WT, which threats am I exposed to because of my weaknesses? And now it's interesting, if I quickly do that again, I'm trying to paint on the slide again. One moment. Okay. Here we have this one again. No, that's a different one. Okay. Now we had I quickly do it again. Going back to this one, it's a bit. Okay, we had strength. I quickly do it here. Weaknesses, opportunities, threats. We had the brand. We had the network. We had the capital. Weaknesses, we had unhealthy. Opportunities, we had demographic change. We had e-mobility. We had the lohas trend. Threats, we had also lohas. We had Supersize Me, we had sugar tax, and we had, I don't know, environmental regulations, etc. And now, how is that, why is it so powerful? Because, and we did it once, what you can do now, what we did here, e-mobility, this one. So, in Scandinavia, we installed electrical pylons where people can fill up their electrical power-driven car for free at every McDonald's site. Because what is the interest of the government? The government, what does the government want to do? The government, of course, wants to increase the penetration of electrical power-driven cars. So, but the problem is, why are people not buying? The people are not buying because they're afraid that they might be stuck on the road and they cannot recharge the battery because there is not a site where they can fill up the car, recharge the battery. So we installed over Scandinavia those electrical pylons. And what happened? People who were eating at McDonald's and who owned electrical power-driven cars, they came to McDonald's more often to fill up the car, because filling up the car or recharging the battery was free. And because it takes some time, even with a power charger, to recharge the car, people stayed longer at the shop, in the restaurant. So the consumption went up. And now what was interesting was that we were also getting people who were not shopping at McDonald's before, but who owned an electrical power-driven cars. They suddenly came to McDonald's to have a cappuccino or whatever in order to recharge the car. Overall, there was a big increase in turnover and in profitability, and we had new customers being attracted. So that was a very interesting strategy. Nobody thought about that. If you would have done brainstorming, nobody would have ever thought about, I don't know, let's do electrical pylons at a McDonald's site. Everybody would have laughed at you, right? But now, after we did that, there was a big success. It was a big success because we applied the SWOT analysis the enhanced SWOT analysis in a very, very powerful way. Okay, cool. So probably next time we can talk about the rest here, about the strategy process. But first of all, I think it should be clear what your task is, and now you should be able to work or to think about the company you choose in, think about the pest analysis, think about the competitive triangle, and then do the SWOT analysis and the enhanced SWOT analysis. So derive some strategies out of the SWOT analysis. And you can see, looking at the example of McDonald's in Scandinavia, what we did, how powerful the SWOT analysis can be in strategic management or in marketing management in general. Was this helpful? Are you still with me? I'm not getting any feedback now in the chat here. Yeah, okay, cool, great. Okay, fantastic, it should be clear. If there are any questions, don't hesitate to drop me an email, to come back to me or whatever. Don't worry about that. I'm not rushing now through the last stages here, but yeah, I can do that quickly in order to make it more comprehensive. Now, what we do, let me quickly finish that. In the fourth step of, so after we've done the SWOT analysis, we looked at what we can do. The SWOT analysis opens what we call strategic windows for the organization. We do segmentation, targeting, and positioning. And segmentation, targeting, and positioning is, if you look at the market, for example, you're Nike, you're producing sports apparel. I'm always using the Nike example. So if you have a market, this is a market, this is not a country, it's a market for sports apparel. The market can be divided, segmentation, targeting, and positioning. The first step, segmentation. Segmentation means to divide a market which is heterogeneous, and you cut it into different kind of pieces which are homogeneous inside but heterogeneous as compared to each other. So you can divide a market, for example, just by looking at the different kind of sports. So you have a market for hiking, biking, football, you have a market for golf, and soccer, and so on, and for running, and for skiing, etc. I'm not doing it complete now. And then what are you doing? You're looking at every segment, whether you're in this market segment or not, doesn't play any role, and you're looking at how attractive is the market. So how many competitors are in the market? How is the market growing? How is it developing? Is it shrinking? Is it declining? Is it increasing? And then, as the second step, you're targeting. You're saying, in which segments do I want to be in? Which segments do I want to enter? Which segments do I want to enter with my brand, with my products, with my services in the end? Even though you're not in that market so far, but you can decide, okay, that is a very attractive market. It is increasing substantially. You can also decide to step out of a market. For example, that there's a market for swimming. And Nike decided, okay, let's step out of the market for swimming. We are not producing swimwear anymore, because swimming, there are other brands who are very, very strong here. Quiksilver, O'Neill, Billabong, Arena, Speedo, and they are specialists in this category, only in this category. So therefore, we are not producing in swimwear anymore, but we are using the resources we have, production-wise, employee-wise, and we're focusing on soccer, for example. We're focusing on golf, where we're already strong. And that is positioning. Positioning is the last step. It is how do you want your company and with its brand and services being positioned in that market. That is the next step in the strategy process here in general. So this is not only marketing, this is completely the strategy process of the organization. Now, the next step here is the strategic marketing plan. So for every segment, you lay down strategy. What do you want to achieve in this specific market? So that is a corporate goal here, but this is on the product category level. Therefore, we call that strategic business unit. So if I'm Nike, what do I want to achieve in the soccer market? What do I want to achieve in the golf market? What do I want to achieve in the whatever, right? This kind of market I'm in. So in terms of market share, in terms of profitability, in terms of sales. And that leads into, and here marketing comes in. This leads into tactical. This leads into operations, which is called the marketing mix. And this is the marketing mix. These are the tools that marketing as a science is offering to organizations. And the marketing is comprised of four basic elements, four P's basically, simply speaking, 4 P's, which is product policy, product, price. So thinking about price, thinking about product. Product is also brand, how to build a brand. Promotion, so communication, and place, how you're distributing your products. So this is the marketing mix. So this is the operational aspect here of marketing. Then you need a budget, of course, because you also need to decide promotion-wise, how many Facebook campaigns am I running? Do I set up separate Twitter pages? I don't know, how much do I spend on TV advertisement, radio advertisement, billboards, etc. You implement it, and then you have a feedback loop to the very top again. So should you redefine your mission? Are you still on your mission? Are you paying into what the corporate goal is of the organization? So this is a very, very, very good overview about the strategic management process of any organization on the planet. So basically, they're always going like that. And this is important to understand, that this here is on a company-wide. This is on a company-wide level. This one here. And that one here is on a strategic business unit level. And this is here on a product level. So this is more on the operational level. Okay, I think this provided a good overview. I'm taking this away now. Okay, now it looks a bit better. I hope this was helpful to better understand what the SWOT analysis really is and how the SWOT analysis links to the overall strategy process of the organization. Okay, so you can see the video again. I hope it did record everything properly of our session. Unfortunately, I think the other one was lost, but now I'm recording, but I stay in the line and we can do another quiz. Thanks very much for your time at this for this specific webinar, and I look forward to seeing you again. Cheers, bye-bye.